What's going on, everybody? San Diego Comic-Con is officially concluded, which means we got a lot of new news to talk about, so let's get straight into it. First up, we have Batman of Two Worlds. This is going to be a two-story in one, set for September 19th, which is Batman Day. It's going to follow Absolute Batman with a story by Scott Snyder and Nick Durrington. And then over to the left, we have the Matt Fraction Batman Volume 4, which is going to feature a story with Matt Fraction and Javi Fernandez. Overall, really excited for this. We were also given our first look at Batman Shadow of the Bat behind the creative team of Absolute Martian Manhunter, which is Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez. Shout out to them. Very excited to check out this book. It's set in the continuity. Batman is coming to terms with the failure of the institutions and the cause and effects for the people around him and himself. Basically, this story is set after a chemical explosion of Ace chemical facility, and apparently it's going to have like a whole lot to do with the after effects of that. Not too much details were shown, but I'm very excited for this. I'm a huge fan of the original run by Alan Grant. First up for new releases this September, we have Legion of Superheroes by Joshua Williams and Hayden Sherman. This is going to be accessible to all new readers, and it will also have continuity Easter eggs for any of the older fans. Next up, we have Teen Titans issue 1. This is set to release on September 2nd. It follows a group of kids on Discord who somehow come into contact with Jason Todd. This one is going to be a little bit of a different run where Nightwing isn't going to be the leader of the Teen Titans, but instead we have Jason Todd. This one's pretty awesome. See, we have Doom Patrol returning later September by Derry Von Polgest and Nico Henchon. Apologies if I butchered that name, but yeah, Doom Patrol coming back this September. Later in October, we have Jonah Hex and the Shadow of Death. This is going to be exclusively written and art by Michael Wallish, the artist behind Exquisite Corpses. This is going to be a horror western where Hex comes out of retirement and he is forced to basically be dragged into a world of supernatural forces, and he's just going to be fighting his way through it. I'm really excited to check this one out. I'm so excited to finally talk about this. We have The Demon by James Herron. This is exclusive art right here by Daniel Warren Johnson. Let's just say this is going to be something really, really exciting. It's apparently channeling a lot of Jack Kirby's original works, mixing in with large monsters, and it's just going to be something that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Here we got an exclusive cover by Daniel Warren Johnson. I'm just really, really excited to check this one out. This one is also set to be releasing later this October. Now, somebody was listening at DC because we got our hands on a new Vixen ongoing series. This is going to be produced by Stephanie Williams and Kari Randolph. It's going to be an ongoing. Super excited. Somebody was listening. That's not all, because we also are getting a Static series. This one's going to be written by Cody Ziegler and art by Diego Ortiegu. Apologies if I messed that up. This is going to be another ongoing series. Like I said before, somebody's listening. Finally, going 3 for 3, we have Morgan Hampton doing an ongoing Steelbook. We are 3 for 3 for creators being able to actually show some actual love and history behind some black characters. I just gotta say, thank you, DC. We needed this really bad. Celebrating some awards for the Will Eisners, we have Absolute Batman Annual 1 winning the best one-shot of the year. This is really well-deserved. Congratulations to Daniel Warren Johnson and James Herron for this one. Huge congratulations to Javier Rodriguez for winning the best inker and penciler. This man is the artist behind Absolute Martian Manhunter and many other great ones, so congratulations to him. And then we have Jamal Campbell here for winning best writer for the ongoing series Zatanna. If you haven't read that yet, I highly recommend it. One of my favorite DC all-ins. Congratulations to him for winning best writer and artist. I figured I'd throw this one in. Congratulations to Mariko Tamaki for winning Best Writer for This Place Kills Me. The book also won Best Publication for Teens. We got 2 for 1 right here. Dennis Camp has won for Best New Series for Assorted Crisis Events by Dennis Camp and Eric Zavansky. And Absolute Martian Manhunter has won Best Limited Series. I have not checked out the one to the right, but Absolute Martian Manhunter, peak. Finally, congratulations to Absolute Batman for winning the best continuous series of the year. This one was a little hard pick. I gotta say that Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman have been all doing really great. So my personal opinion, all 3 deserve to be on there. But shout out Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta, and Frank Martin for doing what they do. we finally have a winner for the Lego Batman contest. Here is the actual winning design. It's a guy named Rhetoric. Kind of reminds me a lot of Lockup. Apparently his little background is he's like an ex-cop who felt like that he wanted to take the law in his own hands. Pretty creative, you know what I mean? We've seen characters like that before with Lockup and a couple others, so yeah, it's really cool. He will be appearing in Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight later on as a DLC, Detective Comics 1113, in the mainline Batman, and he will also get his own DC Go one-shot later this year. It was also shared by Funko that there's going to be a new set of Absolute line. So besides Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, which were SDCC exclusives, we're going to get another version of Absolute Batman, Absolute Joker in a super form, Absolute Brainiac, and then we'll get Absolute Superman in a different form. Really cool to see. I'm not too much of a Funko collector anymore, but still cool to see the Absolute line get some love. Figured I mentioned this too, but Scott Schneider's got a cool line of jackets coming out inspired by the Absolute Batman. You see the logo on the chest. I didn't notice this at first until just recently when looking at the photo, but it's got the logo of the bat on there and it looks really nice. I love the leather on it. I'm gonna probably get me one. Next up for Superman, we have a return. Zermanico will be joining the series again as the main artist, and they got some cool plans. First off with bringing Marilyn Monlight on the Superman. It's going to have like a new arc called Night Shift. And Cat Grant, Marilyn Moonlight, the Black Lantern Corps will all play a huge role in it. They say they expect some extreme journalism, noir vibes, and horror themes in there. Not too sure about the whole Superman continuity right now, but this seems like a cool storyline I might go check out. Here we have Mark Waid and Nicole Maines. They will be working together for the next JLU, issues 24 and 25. This will be exploring the visions of DCKO. So if you're a DCKO fan, expect this issue to be something really special. Dreamer will feel like she needs to have a breakaway from the JLU, and in return, they will come to save her and break her out of that despair. This is something that's going to be really cool. Hope it connects into the DCKO and DC All-In stuff because I love it. We also got our special first look at Darkseid versus the World. This is going to be a special one-shot by Scott Schneider and Sanford Green. This will share the history and motives behind Darkseid and easily understand what he's doing with the new universe. This will also see our sights into the future of what's going to happen with the DC All-In and the after effects of DCKO. This is going to be something that will bring, hopefully, the Absolute line into the main continuity line. So expect some really awesome things from this. Now, this was not something I was expecting. We are going to be getting an Absolute Black Canary one-shot. This is going to be also written by Pornsak Pichote, and it's going to be art by Belen Ortega. This is going to be set between arcs 1 and 2. So after issue 6, this is going to fit right in there, and then we're going to get 7 to 12 for the rest of the Absolute Green Arrow, and then we're going to see from there. I've been loving all this Absolute news, and next up we have our first look here at Absolute Victor Stone, otherwise known as Cyborg. They said that he's going to make his appearance soon in The Flash, probably sometime later this year, but it's super excited to hear that the rest of the Titans might be coming soon. Like, we already have The Flash, and now we have Victor Stone. We just need a couple other ones. I'm really interested to see how it's going to work with the leader, because most of the Robins are dealing with Batman, and if there's going to be somebody new that's going to take over the mantle. But yeah, super excited. Love the design of Absolute Victor Stone here. Yeah, nobody is safe in the Absolute universe. Here is our first look at the full transformation of Cheetah that will appear in Absolute Wonder Woman issue 25. It seems like issue 25 of all these series is going to have something major going on, and we just got our first glimpse right here. Here's also a look at the full cover of Absolute Wonder Woman issue 25. I think this is going to be a full wraparound cover, like most of them will be for 25. I'm not too sure, but if it is, I really love the style they're going with this. We also have our first look at Absolute Superman 25. This is also going to be, I think, a wraparound cover showing off everything that's happened so far. I really love the idea of this cover, or these covers in general. Finally, here we have the Absolute Batman issue 25 wraparound cover. I really love these issue 25 covers. I definitely need my hands on all of them. Love a wraparound, and we got the full Rogues Gallery. All 3 for 3 in my opinion. For all the new fans to the Absolute Universe, don't worry, we got yourselves some deluxe editions. This is gonna basically be the trade backs 1 and 2, maybe even 3, all into these deluxe. So if you want to get the first couple arcs, these are the perfect ways to go. Apparently they are believed to be more in like the style of Dark Horse Comics, a lot like their Berserk or Trigun hardcovers. So I think that's going to be really cool in my opinion. I love the designs and all of them. Thinking if I should collect them. Not too sure yet though. Now this has got to be the most exciting thing for me in my opinion. This is Absolute Batman Beyond Arc M. This is going to be by Frank Tier, the one who originally did the first Arc M. And this is going to have art by Francesco Francavilla. Apologies if I butchered that name, but this is gonna be set to introduce Professor Pig, one of my favorite underrated new gen Batman villains in my opinion. He was phenomenal in Batman Arkham Knight. He was in there. He was also in Beware the Bat. They don't really do too many stories with the Circus of Strange, but I'm really excited to see how this is going to connect in a perfect way to get all 12 of the arcs in, because it's not just Professor Pig. There's a whole, like I said, there's a whole Circus of Strange out there. But yeah, this is going to be set to introduce Absolute Professor Pig, the right-hand man of the Joker, and it's going to explore the rest of the 12 arcs, and we're going to also see some brand new villains. I am so excited for this one. This is probably my most anticipated read of the year, coming soon. Here we have our first look at one of the variant covers of Absolute, Cassandra Cain, The Shadow's Hand by Shea Grayson, and forget who the artist is, but anyways, we're gonna be getting the backstory of the League of Assassins, how the Joker affected them, the whole hoopla shebang. Interested to see how this connects more in the Absolute Catwoman. But I do love the cover. This looks really cool in my opinion. Speaking of Absolute Catwoman, we have issue 4's cover right here. First appearance, or first suit appearance really, of the Question right here, the female version. We got our main character right here, Catwoman, Selena Kyle, and then we have up here our first look at the Huntress design. Really cool. I love the way they all look in my opinion. There's gonna be some exciting things for these calicos, so let's see. Another special October one-shot that I forgot to mention, we have Justice League Dark Realms. This is going to be a one-shot by Dan Mora, and it's also going to be art by Dan Mora. This is going to be something really cool to check out. I love how Dan Mora has been killing it with his art. Super excited to see this one-shot. Now officially wrapping up the video, we just got some small stuff to talk about. First up, James Tynion said that he has an open door to join the Absolute Universe sometime. Anytime really. I'd love to see what he's got. He's got a lot of cool horror ideas. I'd love to see another horror comic once the current ones are wrapped up. But yeah, he's got some great ideas, some great stories. I would love to see what DC would do with them. Here we have some extra photos of Lady Shiva and the League of Assassins. I think this might be up here. Decided to show some of this art because I didn't get to include it before. Final thing before we wrap up this video, we got Court of Owls returning sometime in issue 24 and 25 of Absolute Batman. And speaking of which, sometime between 25 or 26 Absolute Batman, we are going to get the first actual confrontation between Joker and Batman. That's right, we are finally going to see them come face to face and actually fight. No more jabbering, we're just going to actually see them slamming. But yeah, this has really been all of the SDCC events and little reveals that I was managing to catch. If you guys caught anything, just feel free to comment them below. DM me, let's talk about Absolute stuff, comics, all that fun stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and it's been an awesome week.